shoot with a prosthetic arm. It winds up being like shooting almost identical to a guy with two hands. Other than my release, it's just been modified just a little bit to fit in the prosthetic. The lighter the trigger you have, the better off you're going to be, the easier the shot's going to be. The easier it's going to be to make it fluid rather than punching. So my release, instead of being on a wrist strap or handheld, it's mounted to a bracket. This quick disconnect right here is very standard, industry-wide for prosthetics. What I like about this one is that it allows you to get 360-degree rotation. So this release is mounted rigid once it's plugged in here. The only way I can get my rotation that I need to get my proper alignment on my jawbone is to have all these grooves here. To ensure that I'm always on the same spot or my release comes back the same way, I've indexed the end of my prosthetic so that I just align the two marks and plug it in, and then it's ready to go. The shooting prosthetic is different than your everyday prosthetic. For starters, this has no harness. I get as much movement as I possibly can, especially inward. I can't straighten the arm out because of the way the socket's built. And the elbow comes up higher, which allows when I pull, the prosthetic doesn't move. The other thing is my liner. So this liner slides over my arm, and then it has a locking pin on it. And then this locking pin locks down into a mechanism in this prosthetic, and once it's locked in, it won't come off. If you're gonna do this, you definitely wanna look at having a locking mechanism on your prosthetic. The shot's not gonna look a ton different than anybody else shooting. Just hook your arrow up and then hook the release up. I've indexed my release so that I know that once I draw this back, it's not gonna turn on me. It's gonna come and set on my jaw just like it needs to. If you have a heavy trigger and you got your head in position, you don't want to move a whole bunch of this. So if you have a real heavy trigger, you're going to have to really push on it or really get that jawbone in there. And with a light, not dangerous trigger, you just a little bump with the jawbone and you're in there. Don't be scared to fail. I've done it a million times.